That's our slate. Hello, everybody, and thank you very much for tuning in to this episode of the LaBarbera Show. Back once again with some WWE predictions. We skipped Super Showdown just as WWE themselves should have, because how awful could you get? Nonetheless, we're on to the next event, which is everybody's favorite speed bump on the road to WrestleMania, though it's not Fastlane this time. It is the Elimination Chamber. We're going to jump just straight on into a match that, as far as I know, is going to be on the pre-show, which is Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulick, which was kind of teased/announced on SmackDown on Friday evening. They've been doing this little gimmick with Drew Gulick where he's trying to teach and instruct kind of B, C-level talents to fight Daniel Bryan, like Heath Slater and Curtis Axel, and Daniel Bryan was just like, maybe you should fight me instead. And I'm not really sure what route to take on this one, because it is kind of it's not really a WrestleMania type match. I can't see them putting a rematch of this on WrestleMania, so it is almost like, well, where does Gulick go from? Because you can just throw Daniel Bryan into any program, any feud, anywhere. I mean, he'll probably fight Sheamus at WrestleMania because he probably doesn't have anything to do either.
I thought he was going to beat up
Apollo and
Gable.
I'm surprised that's not on the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, but I'm going to take Daniel Bryan because I think this is a one and done, but it's a good way to get Gulick on the pay-per-view, just so that people who didn't watch 205 and don't know a ton about Drew Gulick can actually see him wrestle and know that, like, oh wait, this guy's actually pretty good.
He is actually very good, which is why I want him to win this match, because we also know that Daniel Bryan is, like you said, trying to give him more exposure and help. But it also doesn't really make sense for him to win because of the role he's been put into this. I feel like I would have rather seen him actually wrestling as the lead up, as opposed to sitting there in a suit and doing commentary. But yeah, I agree. I think Daniel Bryan will take this one.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like something they can continue on to WrestleMania with, or even past this. And like, I would rather it end at a pay-per-view than on like a random episode of SmackDown, which, if they do decide to keep going with it, that's probably what's going to happen here. Or
it'll be the WrestleMania pre-show.
Oh, yeah, it could be. Or maybe they'll settle it in the Battle Royal or something. They're not going to put Daniel Bryan in the Battle Royal. Daniel Bryan wins this one. And the next match on the card is... I can't say his name correctly, supposedly, so you got to say it.
Which means I'm probably going to be wrong. You know how the internet is. It's actually pronounced this way.
It's actually pronounced Vlad.
What? Vlad. Humberto
Carrillo against Andrade for the U.S. Championship.
Not Angel Garza. Or Rey Mysterio.
Nope.
Though those are the only four people who seem to be able to fight each other, because, as you said, they just don't know what to do with luchadors, so they just make them all fight each other. Though it makes sense, because at least two of them are related, and you can tell they have been wrestling together for a very long time, and they do put on very good matches, but it's just kind of unfortunate that they kind of get sidelined. Like, for example, Lucha House Party. But at least they're involved
there.
They're
on the show as well. We'll get to them later.
So yeah, who do you think will take this one?
Andrade.
I'm going to say Humberto.
Really?
Yeah,
I could see that, though. I mean,
sorry, go on.
No, if he is gonna drop it, like, it seems like a big complaint with creative is like, oh, you don't write any good feud, and like, this has not really been a good feud. And it doesn't help that Andrade got suspended for which is the only reason why Garza's there, I think.
Yeah.
Which I don't have a problem with. Garza's awesome.
I think he's better than.
I think he's better than all of them. I think Garza's the best out of those three. I think.
Him and Humberto is very, very talented. So
I just think Garza's a better overall talent, though, because he has more charisma.
He definitely has a lot more charisma.
Like, you get a lot more.
But he plays the heel very well.
He does.
But he can also play a face very well. So
yeah.
But anyway, I'm gonna pick
Humberto. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense if they want Andrade to drop it. That would make sense, but to me, it's like if they were going to give the belt to Carrillo, they would have done it,
Not necessarily.
18 matches ago, 18 title defenses
Yeah, but
ago.
like I said,
It's
these are the only people they like to let fight each other, so I'm sure he'll be defending it against him over and over again.
I would not be surprised if it's a weird finish and Garza gets involved, or Vega gets involved.
Well, Vega always gets involved.
And then Mysterio runs down and it ends up being a fatal 4-way for that belt at WrestleMania. I would not be surprised when they do that. And
that would also make sense.
And then, because Garza's not going to win it because he's still on NXT as far as we know. Unless
he was on 205.
He's on NXT.
Which is basically 205 anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
But he had the 205 belt.
Yeah.
He was the cruiserweight champion.
And now a guy on UK has that belt.
And now the UK, yeah.
But
Jordan Devlin.
We'll differ on that one.
Jordan Devlin? Did I just make that guy's name up wrong?
Jordan Devlin.
I knew it was Devlin.
We just haven't seen him in weeks, so... We've seen Imperium more than we've seen Jordan Devlin over the last month.
I like Imperium, except for their leader.
It's okay. We'll get to that.
Anyway.
We'll get to that and take over Tampa. So yes, we'll differ on this one, but I'm not going to be too upset either way.
Yeah, no.
And now we will jump on into the new Raw Tag Team Champions defending their belts against the, what were you going to say, the New Day?
Not new champion? Right, wrong, brand.
WWE World Tag Team Champions.
Who want the smoke?
Yeah, they want the smoke. So the Street Profits against Seth Rollins and his buddy Murphy. I stole that from somebody. I don't remember where I think I got that from What Culture. I don't remember though.
It's pretty good though.
It is pretty good. Well, because people keep saying buddy and it's like his buddy Murphy. I was like, it might have been, I don't remember if it was Cultaholic or What Culture I got that from, but I definitely didn't come up with that. I'm not that clever, but who are you thinking emerges victorious in this tag team championship match?
I want to say the Street Profits because I just won a battle. You may not have heard that. I don't know if it got on the mic anyway.
It probably did. It's louder now than it was last time it got caught.
God, it is so loud. They literally just won the titles, and though I wouldn't be surprised if they lost their belts this immediately, Rollins does not need a tag team belt. He didn't need it when he won it, and it's a weird tag team, so I think it makes more sense to let the Street Profits keep it for a little while longer, because otherwise, yeah,
I think that this is a match that they're actually going to let them win clean. Like, Street Profits are going to win clean and just walk away with it. Seth Rollins, it looks like they want him to be in a program with Kevin Owens going forward, and if they're closing the door on, because I don't have an issue with the rematch because you need matches on the card. And this will be a good match. Him and Montez Ford are really good in the ring with each other as well. Well, Rollins and Montez Ford have been incredible working together. So.
I think Seth Rollins is an incredible performer, and he's fabulous with most people they put him in the ring with. Murphy is incredibly skilled. Go watch any of his matches with Alistar Black, who is even better, if you ask me. And
we'll get to him too. He's
I will
also
not go on a diatribe about that right now, because I won another battle. And you are correct. Montez Ford is also very, very, very talented. And so correct. It's going to be a very good match regardless, but.
Yeah. And now we got some hot 3-on-1 action that we're going to talk about with the monster among men, Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman.
What Braun Strowman?
Against
Broman?
Brains.
Strong Broman. Bro.
Brains Strowman.
Brains Strowman. Anyway. I think he's going to win.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter who he's fighting, huh?
Yeah, well, he's fighting Shinsuke Nakamura.
Cesaro. Mr. O.P. And Sami Zayn, the Great Liberator.
A.K.A. wannabe Fidel Castro.
Yeah, they said something like he looked like Seth Rogen on SmackDown. I'm like, I guess it's smart to not make Fidel Castro or Che Guevara references on that show, but at the same
facially,
time,
he does kind of look like I could see a Seth Rogen resemblance. But
Braun Strowman's winning this.
Oh yeah,
much
as I love Cesaro.
my kind of like ideal ending to this match is he running power slams all three of them at the same time.
I am so sorry.
It's okay.
I blame the gaming group, and they can just
they gotta stop texting us. But yeah, I think because Sami Zayn and Shinsuke, I feel like don't weigh a ton.
Ooh.
Like, hi Crowley, hi Kitty.
Surprise guest star.
I don't even think he's in the frame yet. Oh yeah, I can see him.
Hi Crowley.
Yeah, I want him to put all three of them on his shoulders, like Shinsuke and Sami Zayn on one and Cesaro on the other or something, and just like power slam all three of them at the same time.
Incredible.
I mean, it would make the match worth watching. Oh, do not knock that over.
Crowley.
Oh no.
Come here, good.
Braun Strowman wins this one. Do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Nope.
And now we are moving on to our last non-elimination chamber match on this card. It only took me 4 takes. This is Alistar Black.
Help.
Yeah, Alistar Black and AJ Styles in a no DQ match. I'm gonna defer to you. Well, not defer to you, but I'm gonna make the cat stop knocking stuff over while you let the audience know why you think who's gonna win. Oh gosh, Kitty, stop it.
I love my cat so much. I very, very firmly am going to call for Alistar Black to win this match because he is my absolute favorite. He's incredibly talented and deserves to bloody win something and actually get something for it, even though there's no like belt or anything. But I'm gonna just go on my little soapbox and call absolute bullshit on the fact that he beat the crap out of Buddy Murphy for weeks and weeks, kicked the crap out of him, and then Buddy Murphy the next week went and won a title. I was like, WTF, mate.
So just to let you know, I'm pretty sure that this last loss he had to AJ Styles was his very first loss on Monday Night Raw.
I firmly believe that as well.
It's the only match he's lost on Raw.
He had to fight Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows beforehand, and then they both beat the crap out of him before the bell rang.
Let me correct myself. His first singles loss
on
Monday Night Raw, because I think he had some losses when he was in that tag team with Ricochet.
Possibly.
When he first moved up.
Because, I mean, they had, I'm sure, but, like...
I don't really know which way to go, because like, I don't know if Undertaker's out of this yet.
I don't think he
is. With AJ, so it's like...
I firmly don't think
it's no DQ, so obviously the OC is going to get involved. Like, obviously Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows are going to do something. Mm-hmm. And like, it might be a thing where like Styles like fakes the Styles clash and then like tries to put him in a tombstone to mess with the Undertaker, and then the Undertaker shows up and tombstones him.
See, and that's what I also, and I'm gonna be pissed if it happens, but I still agree that it probably will, because as soon as he did that crap with the pin last week,
he pinned him.
I'm like,
the Undertaker.
This is literally building to a match between AJ Styles and Undertaker at WrestleMania, and I'm like, you're literally throwing Alistar Black under the bus again to push somebody else.
Now, they could be moving Alistar to do other things. I think Alistar wins this match as well, but I think it's because of the Undertaker. I don't think that that's done. Yeah. I agree with you. I think that they're going to try and do Undertaker and Styles. What is the cat doing?
I don't know what the cat's doing.
He's making some weird noises. And our first Elimination Chamber match of the evening. It is a 6-team tag team Elimination Chamber match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, with teams such as the Lucha House Party, Heavy Machinery, the Usos, your boys, the New Day.
They're fun too.
Rudolph, the red-nosed tag team, as I like to call them. Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode.
Robert Roode.
No, it's Bobby Roode again. They changed his name
they
back.
keep calling him Robert.
Oh, I think we had this discussion even last time.
It's still Robert.
It is still. Give a crap about Bobby Roode. And your SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Miz and John Morrison. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Miz and Morrison. Hey, hey, ho, ho. We were in the building when they coined that chant.
Yeah, that was
we
funny.
were in the building in Phoenix.
Yes, we were the only people in our area chanting along with them.
Absolutely. Yep. So who wins this Elimination Chamber match? It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah,
they can go so many different ways
because they've got multiple different angles going on with this, and like the most prominent one that's happening right now, which is how we completely called the match that happened, the gauntlet match that happened
on Friday.
The whole thing with Otis and Dolph Ziggler. Like I would love to see Heavy Machinery take this. But I would also really like to see Miz and Morrison retain and keep their titles. I can also very easily see them screwing everybody over and giving these titles to Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. But I don't see them doing that because they're one of those tag teams that's not really a tag team, which is half the tag teams in WWE right now.
The only tag team in this match that isn't a real tag team. That isn't a traditional tag team.
Well, yeah,
the other 5 are like actual established tag teams.
Purely because Miz and Morrison they were around for so long before. Like, they're pretty... I don't want to... My brain is going grandfathered in, but that's not exactly applicable. I don't see the New Day winning. They don't need it. They've had so much, and it makes no sense. And poor Lucha House Party is pretty much they're the Sarah Logan of this match.
Yeah, they're there to fill a pod.
They're there to get, and probably gonna do some cool shit because luchadors in a cage. It's gonna be cool, but here's my vision of what they're gonna do, and it's gonna be drama. Mostly between Otis and Dolph, and somehow Miz and or Morrison are going to take advantage and retain. That's my guess.
I mean, they could knock that out, and so like let's say Kofi and Miz are in the ring, and like Ziggler and Otis are like staring each other down, and then Miz and Kofi roll up Ziggler and Otis and knock them both out at the same time, and then it's down to like the New Day and Miz and Morrison.
Yeah,
something like that. I could see them doing that. I don't think that's what's gonna happen though. I think the Usos are gonna win.
Wow.
I think the Usos are gonna win because they were doing so much stuff and actually it was the SmackDown we went to where they were like, hey, we're gonna have one last day. Well, that might actually have been the week before, but they were doing, when the Usos came back, they were doing a lot of stuff with New Day about like, we got one more left in us. Let's do this one more time. And I'm like...
I don't want to argue with you in your choice, but that would make sense if the New Day had the titles.
Or, I mean, they could just do like a triple threat at WrestleMania. I don't think that they're going to let Miz and Morrison retain their belts. And now it is time to discuss what I believe will be the main event on this show, the Women's Elimination Chamber match. The winner being granted the #1 contendership for the Raw Women's Championship, currently being held by the man Becky Lynch. Your combatants in this match are Sarah Logan, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, Natalya, Asuka, and the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler. Tell me why it's not Shayna Baszler.
Obviously, Sarah Logan's gonna win.
Hey, she was fighting Charlotte. That means something, right? For so long, right?
Wait.
All those squash matches she had with Charlotte.
Poor Sarah Logan.
No, surely it'll be Liv Morgan with all that main event program against Lana.
Obviously. Oh, darn, that disappeared.
But what about Natalya? All of those matches.
Who gets screwed every single time they put her in a main event match? What?
Yeah, Asuka, the one half of the women's tag team champion, Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah, I mean, solid choice. Duh.
Ruby Riott, the returning Ruby Riott,
again,
who has had a couple Raw Women's Championship matches in the past and won.
Smashed.
Yeah, she got beat pretty bad by Rousey. Yeah,
pretty bad.
Yeah, it could be any of those women.
No, it's not. It's not going to be any of those women because why are they even having this match? Like, really? Why, like, as you have said numerous times, why didn't they just do what they did with Roman Reigns and just be like, yep, this match is happening, as opposed to, we're going to put on this farce show that this is a match that actually matters because we don't know who's just going to walk out of it the winner.
And this isn't to say that either of us are upset that Shayna Baszler is going to win this match. Like,
we're not upset that she will be fighting Becky Lynch for her title.
Yeah.
It's just the way they're going about setting it up is ridiculous.
Well, they booked themselves into a corner. They kind of had to do this because, like, are you really going to do... Because you need to do a women's and a men's. Mm-hmm. You had to do a women's and a men's. They did and didn't book themselves into a corner because, like, on SmackDown for the women, who hasn't challenged for that belt already? There's like one main person who has not challenged for that belt yet. Sasha Banks. You are not going to put Sasha Banks in an Elimination Chamber match against 4 other faces or 5 other faces because you're going to sit there and go, Lacey Evans, Dana Brooke, Carmella.
Poor Dana Brooke.
Like, none of those people are going to go to and have a... And there's some rumblings. It's rumors. I don't think it will happen. It's actually kind of fun for the storyline that, like, Bayley might not even defend her belt at WrestleMania. Which I think would be funny, but it would surely make the show a little bit shorter. But they kind of booked themselves into a corner with this whole thing because, like, they aren't doing enough with the SmackDown title.
Well... I think the biggest problem is, like, I guess it would be a repeat, but why don't they actually acknowledge there are women tag team titles? They could have done the same thing they did with the men's.
That's a completely different problem that this company has.
I know, but this is a way they could have been like, hey, yeah, we do still have these titles and we're not going to completely ignore them again forever.
Well, and it would have been a fun way too to get NXT back on it. Like, I don't know how many tag teams for females there are in NXT, but you could have had Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Cart. No, you couldn't have. They wouldn't have done that. There's no way
that doesn't make any sense. They'll like.
They could have brought the Iconics back. Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, the Iconics. Kabuki Warriors,
Mandy
Fire
Rose
and Desire.
And, the porn star.
But who's the 5th? Sasha and Bayley? Sasha and Bayley aren't even on this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would have been your 5.
Well,
I mean,
and
you
then
technically need 6.
Bayley could go start going blah, 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 2 belts because that's apparently
Bayley
a
2
shtick
belts.
Now.
Yeah, that's what they could have done, but they didn't. So, I like... we were just like... haven't talked about this match at all because, like, again, it's like Shayna's gonna kill everybody in that match.
She is kind of terrifying.
They might even open with it. Like, I think it's gonna be the main event, but they might just open with it because it's like, you all know this is coming. Like, you all know this is happening, and like it would just be Shayna opening to open to close. Shayna just kills everybody.
So a revival of what they did with Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble,
but people actually like Shayna Baszler. And she's only doing it to 5 people in a cage, which is her expertise. So it makes sense.
I was like, it's literally like, words are hard.
Yeah, it sucks.
A little bit.
It sucks, and it sucks too because, like, if there are people who didn't watch NXT and didn't watch how much Shayna Baszler has grown. And how much better Shayna Baszler has gotten, like, just even over the last year.
Seriously.
Like how much better she's gotten.
So much better.
Like,
even, like, she's not great on the mic, but she is, like,
much better
a
now,
billion times better than she used to be. Like, when she first came onto NXT, it was like, please do not let that girl anywhere near a microphone. Just let her go in the ring and pummel people. Maybe a little bit, because when she first started, it was almost scary to watch her, because you literally thought she was going to, like, kill someone.
Yeah.
Because she was scary and not like, oh, she's scary. It's like, no, she's gonna murder you.
Terrifying. Yeah,
no, I would, like, I wouldn't, like, insult almost any wrestler, but there's some I'd be more willing to than others. I would never say a cross word to that lady ever. I'd be the most polite human being in the world.
Yeah, for fans of Raw who don't watch NXT and don't know, like, that's kind of Shayna's thing, is like, she's terrifying. Like, that's her, and like, you can get that pretty quick, but like, you see someone you've never really seen before other than the Royal Rumble, and she just squashes everybody.
Yeah,
I could see them be,
well, then it would be Bianca this year.
Poor Bianca. Oh my gosh.
We don't need to bring up Bianca. Anyway, I was gonna actually relate her to, recently in Ring, she has been reminding me of Pete Dunne actually, because she's been doing a lot of the joint manipulation. And like you'll see some of that stuff between them, but Pete Dunne is still significantly better.
Bro, I heard you say something about manipulating joints and I stopped listening.
Fucking Matt Riddle. So I will always be the Pete Dunne.
Stallion Cup's going to be back in a couple of days. His suspension's almost up. And of course, as per usual on the Rob LaBarbera show, we're talking main roster. We end up talking about NXT more
because it's so much better.
You know, we should do a companion video where we just talk for about 20 minutes. Let's do a podcast video after this, upload at the same time about just how much better NXT is than Raw. I can assure you it'll get more views than this video because people do not watch these videos that much. I get more traffic.
You said it, not me.
I get more traffic on these videos after the event happens.
Interesting.
Yeah, I get more views. Well, I mean, it doesn't help that I record them like the day before.
Yeah, probably not.
And upload them the day of. I don't have a very wide video on it yet. So. And you all got to hear that. So please stay tuned for our NXT discussion video that's coming up next. And thank you very much, though, for watching this video if you did. We always appreciate the support. Please make sure to subscribe and check out other content here on the Rob LaBarbera Show. Currently only WWE and NFL content, but I'll probably do some XFL and some NBA and maybe some NHL from time to time. Maybe some chiropractic stuff. Or just whatever you guys want. We can do some video game stuff, whatever. We do it all here. Kitty is ready to jump up, which means it's time for us to sign off. Laura, once again, thank you very much for joining me on the Rob LaBarbera Show, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you very much.
Meow.